Okay, so let's just run a little update here. So this is our development file here that we have pulled from this project here. Let's just say update. And this is the update. And hit save. And then we'll go down to the command line and use the CLASPALL and watch the magic. Okay, let's go back to our projects in Google Apps Script IDE and refresh each one. And now you can see that not only our development one, which we pulled, but our test and our production one have been updated with CLASPALL. Today I'm going to introduce you to CLASPALL. CLASPALL is a command line app that runs with CLASP from Google, allowing you to update multiple Google Apps Script projects from a single core project file. So oftentimes when I'm developing a project for a client, I'll have a development project here, a test project, and a production project. And the dev project will just be for me, and the test and production projects will be for my client to look at. Oftentimes I want to update each one of these projects all in one go, and that's why I use CLASPALL. So how do we get it all up and running? Okay, let's create a new project just for this one here. So for this tutorial, I won't go through installation, but you can find the instructions for installation in the written version of this tutorial for Mac, Linux, and Windows. I'm working on Windows at the moment, and I'll just put in my command prompt down the bottom here. And the first thing we need to do is to clone a project from our Google Apps Script IDE so that we can work on it locally. Here we're going to use the Google Apps Script CLASP CLI tool, and we'll say CLASP clone. And then we're just going to get the URL, or we could just get the ID. So hit Control C, Control V, put that in, and hit enter. And that's going to pull this dev project into here pretty quickly. So you can see here now we've got our hey-oh-wee console log here. So now to add this test project and the production project to be updated with CLASPALL when we do our update, what we are going to do is, after we've downloaded CLASPALL, is to call CLASPALL. We can check its version, so we can use V for version checking here, or dash version. If we get stuck, we can ask for a bit of help. We can say CLASPALL dash H or help, and this is going to give us a detailed help list. First, we can add new projects to the CLASPALL list. We can delete any one of those projects. We can edit a project, and then we can list those projects as well. Okay, so let's start off with adding a project here. So we can say CLASPALL, and we'll use the add flag. And if we look at our instructions for the CLASPALL add flag, we need to put it in some quotation marks, and then we'll need a title followed by a colon and then the app script file ID, just like in this example here. So our first one is going to be, our title is test colon, and then we're going to go over here and grab the ID and close our quotation marks and hit enter. And now we can check to see if it's in our list by saying CLASPALL dash list or ls. Okay, and we'll do the ls. So both approaches work. So we can see now that's in our project. We don't need this core production one because that's already stored in the CLASP JSON file here. Now you see when a CLASPALL file is created, this CLASPALL JSON is generated here. Okay, so let's add our second one here, and we'll add it with a couple of mistakes so we can go back and change it. So let's say we have, so we'll say CLASPALL dash, and we want to add again. And first we will call it twist colon, and then we will put in something different here. We had a 3-year-old run into the house and start writing gibberish, and then close the quotation marks and hit enter. So if we go CLASPALL now, dash ls, we can see that's been added. It doesn't look right, we need to make some changes. Now we could delete this with CLASPALL delete. So let's just quickly see how that works. So if we have a look here, we just need the integer that needs to be deleted. So that was number 2. So if we go ls again, so we want to delete number 2. So we could go CLASPALL dash del 2, and then CLASPALL dash ls. And we can see that number 2 has been deleted again. All right, let's say we want to add in this production one now. So we can say CLASPALL dash add, and we want, we'll call it prod, but we call it pod colon, and then we accidentally put in half of the file ID or project ID, and we hit enter. And CLASPALL.ls, we can see it's in there. We need to make some changes. Now we can change both at the same time, but we'll do one at a time so you can see the difference. So if we went CLASPALL-help, you can see with our edit here. So we need the position. So we know that was position number 2, and then we can make the change here, or we can make the change here, or we can do both. So to edit just the title, we just do position 2, for example, new title, and a colon separating each thing we need to change. And if we don't want to update this file ID or project ID, then we leave that blank. And likewise, we can choose the position and leave the title blank and then update the ID. So let's just do these individually. So we could say CLASPALL dash edit, then we want number 2 colon, and let's just update the title only to prod, and then colon, and leave the ID blank just for this time. And let's say CLASPALL dash ls, and we can see prod's been updated. Let's go ahead and try and update this ID now. CLASPALL dash edit and 2 colon, and we'll leave the title blank this time, and then we'll go ahead and update the ID here. So we'll click, drag it all the way over to here, hit Control C, paste it in, Control V, close the double quotation marks, hit enter, and check CLASPALL dash list. There it is there. All right, we're good to do an update. So let's go ahead and update here. So we'll go up to my function. We'll say, let's put in an emoji. Let's put in our happy little goat emoji here. Look at him, he's cute. And this is the goat, Yagi. All right, cool. So we've got this updated. Now these should update when we just enter CLASPALL and hit enter. Okay, so you can see what's happening. If the CLASP isn't installed, it'll come with a warning or return. If the class JSON file isn't there, it'll do the same thing. Then it'll run through the updates. Cool, and it'll also list any errors that we made. So if we did put in a faulty file we don't have access to, it'll display the error. All right, let's go ahead and refresh each one of these. Okay, there it is. You can see our goat's been added in. This is the goat. Sweet, and that's been added in for each one of these. Well, I hope you find this a useful tool as much as I do find it useful in my own projects. Let me know how you're using it in your own projects, and I'd love to hear your comments. This is the first time I've published something using Golang. It was an interesting process for me, and I hope to make some more Golang projects in future. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, hit that like button, and if you want to see more tutorials like this, subscribe. Until next time.